Hello, everyone!
We kick things off in the bedroom, which at this point is standard practice at comic guzzlers. We can see a couple together, and something intense is about to begin. Our hero asks his babe Millia if she is sure about this, and she instantly says yes to her master. A lot of unspeakable acts follow, and we can see that Millia is having one explosion after another. It turns out that this is just one of our hero's favorite memories, as he thinks back to the day that started it all. We are now taken to a flashback where we see him yawning while at his job in the afternoon. His name is revealed to be Arita Takimoto, who is into sales. One of his colleagues asks him what's wrong, because he always yawns with a weird face. Arita tries to correct it, but he does not get it right. It's the same old boring routine, but then there is a certain time of day when everything lights up. Now, we see Millia showing up with some tea, but there's something odd about her. She has the lower body of a snake, meaning she is some kind of hybrid creature. Even so, everyone is cool about it, as Millia serves all of them the tea. Arita seems to like her, and she refers to him as senpai. He tells Millia that she looks really cute today, and it naturally makes her blush. She says that even if he compliments her, he will not get anything in return, but he finds it adorable how she reacts to his sentences. The other employees ask her if it's tough for her to do this job on her own, but she says she can handle it. Arita can't help but fall in love with her, and now we learn that her full name is Millia Corda. She is a snake girl, commonly known as a lamia. People like Millia are not common, but they are not rare either. In this company and even this city, there are quite a few different types of demi-humans, just like Millia. Of course, it's due to this that the whole world changed. The main incident happened 7 years ago, when some spaceships showed up out of nowhere and naturally shocked all the humans of the world. At first, nobody really understood what their intentions were, but then the alien ships said that they wanted to be friends with the humans, mainly because they want husbands. That's clearly out of pocket, but it was also the truth. This was when a completely new species of humans appeared before them. Now, our hero decides to give us the whole story in a nutshell. Basically, there is a confederation of demi-humans living across multiple planets. They've always thought highly of Earth, and have now entered negotiations with the planet. Only adult women have showed up here, so Drake won't have anything to do with them. These demi-humans are facing a decline in population, quite similar to present-day Japan. It is because of their high opinion of Earth's men that they want a husband here, but it's probably because they have seen all the men of culture on comic guzzlers. However, these women were too direct, and it caused a lot of chaos due to the excess demand. Despite this, the profits that were brought it through trade were too big to ignore, especially by the rich people. Earth then decided to accept the demi-humans and got overwhelmed by it. This was mainly because a lot of people were fascinated by the demi-humans. They may have been strangely shaped, but they are all babes, so it was an easy decision. Due to this, the demi-humans have now become a part of society, and this is how Millia is a part of Arita's company. Having said that, there's something about her that appeals to him greatly. Now, we're back to the present where we see Arita and his colleague discussing the cherry blossom viewing party. Our hero does not remember when it was scheduled, but at that moment, his colleague asks him how much he likes Millia. He spits out his coffee in surprise, but his colleague says it's quite obvious, just by looking at his face. Everyone else in the department also knows about this, so it's no secret. He also says that Millia is a nice girl, as she is kind and by far the best amongst the new graduates. Having said that, it's also a bit difficult, because Millia has already been in the company for over a year. She is honest and often listens to everyone around her. But even so, she keeps some distance between herself and the others. Arita says that whenever Millia talks to someone, it's as if she is still drawing a line somewhere. At this moment, the snake girl comes close and notices that our hero is talking about her. The colleague says that a demi-human could still have some kind of reservations, but humans have to do it as well. Arita agrees with him, but he really wants to see more of Millia's expressions. He wants to see her smile and all the other expressions she makes, which naturally makes her blush. The colleague jokes around because he did not think Erida was so into the snake girl. He finds her cute and lovely in general, but this offends Erida. Millia is not to be compared with others in general, as Erida turns to the dark side over these comments. He tells his colleague that he does not understand Millia's charm, but this seems to be a scary threat. Now, Erida goes on a mission to establish Millia's cuteness. He tells his colleague to repeat after him when he says that Millia's smile is cute. He then says that her ears are cute too, but most importantly, it's her tail. It looks really cute when she wags it while in a good mood, and Erida also loves it when she coils it up while sitting down. He also likes the look on her face whenever she makes a mistake, and he recalls the sweet expression she had while watching a cat video on the internet. Bro confesses his true feelings by saying he loves everything about Millia, so he is clearly locked in. However, at this very moment, the snake girl drops her tray, and the men notice that she has been there the whole time. Erida does not understand what's going on, but Millia is so shy that she runs away from the scene. Our hero tells her to wait and chases after her, but she is too fast for him because of her snake tail. The lamia sure can slither fast, but Erida worries that she is running away from him because of what he has just said. He feels that the snake girl is not interested in him at all, but he is also a Chad, so he is not going to give up just yet. Millia is trying to accept the fact that Erida really likes her, and she thinks back to the first time they met. He had always been kind to her, right from when he had to teach her everything about the sales department. We can see small instances of how Erida would get amazed to see how Millia's tail would move, which basically means that he had accepted her as a demi-human quite easily. Since then, he has been extra sweet to her, and has made it a point to call her cute as many times as possible. However, he never asked her out on a date, so she thought that he was not interested in her at all. This explains why both the demi-humans and Japanese people have a population problem. Both of them clearly like each other, but they just couldn't be direct about it. The chase continues, so the other workers wonder why these two are playing around in office. Suddenly, Erida tells Millia that the way ahead is dangerous for her, because there are stairs. She slips and is about to fall, but in the middle of all this chaos, Erida is able to grab her and cushion her against the fall. She asks him if he is all right, while the office workers watch on. Our hero does not know what to do next, and he needs to think of something to say quickly. He is stuck for a bit, but then he suddenly asks Millia to the cherry blossom viewing party. He wants her to come for it, and while it does seem a bit awkward, Millia agrees to be there as it sounds like fun. Now that Erida thinks about it, this was the beginning of his sweet harem life. The next chapter begins with a quick recap on the events that have passed so far, ending with Erida confessing his feelings towards the snake girl and inviting her to the cherry blossom viewing party in his department. Time passes by, and the day of reckoning has finally arrived. Even now, Erida is not sure if Millia is going to come to the party. He can only imagine being intoxicated by the snake girl's curvy body. It's another exciting year for everyone as there are lots of humans and demi-humans enjoying themselves together as if this is the new way of life. Bro's colleague calls out to him, as he realizes that there are way too many people, and he did not expect such a strong response. Now, Erida looks around and spots Millia with some girls, meaning she actually did show up to see him. This makes our hero happy, and then we move on to the party. One man would like to make a toast after talking about his favorite capybara, which is a bit random to be honest. He may be the section chief, but nobody cares about such things. So everyone raises their beers, and they all aim to get wasted. Everyone seems to be having a good time, apart from the capybara man, and then the colleague who still does not have a name thanks Millia for coming here. He tells Erida that she must have been worth chasing after, but he tells him to stop because the whole office has been teasing him about this anyway. We can see the snake girl being social with everyone, but Erida has other things on his mind. Millia knows that he likes her, and she came to this cherry blossom viewing party on his request. He does not know what he should think of this, so he probably needs to work on his Riz. The other girls notice that Arita is looking at them, so they tell him not to be a creep, as Millia may not like it. She obviously doesn't feel that way, but she must also be careful about Arita now. He did say that he likes her, but he did not do it directly. So, she also must not go in too strong. She too is uncertain of her next step, and as luck would have it, both the lovers seem to be like Jon Snow in this situation. The other workers realize that this is some kind of stalemate, and they do not understand the distance between the two of them. The nameless colleague admits that Arita did give it a shot, but another woman says that he lacks the decisive blow. Even so, they want to support this couple because they are both good people. It won't be easy though, because Arita is a human man, and Millia is a demi-human. The colleague does not think it's that deep, because all that matters is if they like each other. It's time to bring out their true nature, so the group pulls out some booze, because that clearly never fails. The party passes by, and it looks like it's night time now. Arita seemingly wakes up from a hangover, and his head hurts like crazy. He laments why he is like this, because he allowed his colleagues to get the better of him while drinking. They made him go overboard, but then Arita notices that Millia is also there in front of him. As of now, it's just the two of them, so something is bound to happen. The colleagues proudly say that they have done their job, so it is all up to Arita now. They are watching from a distance, but the woman says that they should go get another drink somewhere else, because anything they see from this point forward will be naughty of them. Our hero tells Millia that she looks really cute now that she's drunk, and she starts to laugh out of her intoxication. She starts saying random things, like other people are not allowed here, and also imagines that there are two of Arita in front of her. This means that she really is wasted, so Arita sticks to just asking some questions for now. He asks what the snake girl usually does on her day off, but she just notices that there is a pet shop nearby, so we hope it's only to admire them from a distance. Next, he asks if she watches videos on comic guzzlers before going to work, but she says that she goes to cafes that are exclusively for demi-humans. It's not related to what Arita is asking, so he then asks if she admires anyone in the company. Once again, Millia says that she watches a news program every morning called Good Morning, Demi-chan. This is not going as per our hero's plan, because none of the answers are being given properly. Bro can't have a good conversation with her. But then Millia says that the one she admires is Arita. She was basically delaying the answers by one question each. This gives him some initial impetus, so he decides that he should be the one to make the first move. He holds Millia's tail and asks her about what they should do next time, but she reacts quite strongly via her tail. Our hero is surprised, but she tells him not to say anything for now. This is because her is very sensitive. It starts wagging as if she is a happy dog, but Arita is not sure if she is pretending that she does not like it. Bro has to take risks in life if he has to succeed, so he does a countdown and grabs her tail again. Naturally, this shocks Millia, and then Arita touches another part of her tail to see if it is sensitive as well. She is losing control, so he asks if she wants him to continue. It seems as if she is liking it, so Arita continues with this weird way of using a finger blaster. All of a sudden, Millia's tail wraps around our hero, and she is quite strong too. But Bro is not going to give up so easily. He continues with his technique, and it seems to be doing the job just fine. Millia is getting overwhelmed, so she asks her senpai to take it easy, but a true soldier never backs down from a worthy fight. He has never seen the snake girl make such a face before, because it's almost as if she is now showing her animal instincts. It does seem as if she is an actual snake in the middle of her mating season right now. Soon enough, the snake girl has a massive explosion, and it all happens via her tail, which is the first time we've seen anything like this on comic guzzlers. Bro needs to come to terms with what he has just seen, but it's far from over. Millia is now super shady, as she says that she does not wish to drink any further booze, but instead, She wants our hero's elephant water. Erida does not understand at first, but then she points out that his own python has been standing in attention for a while. He agrees with her, so she takes his hand and says she will relieve him of the pain. Of course, they can't do it here, so they decide to go somewhere else for this. It's a toilet for demi-humans, which was primarily made for them to reproduce and mate. It's officially approved by the country, so it looks like even the government is run by men of culture. Now, Millia gets to work, but Erida asks her if she is fine with this, considering she is a bit drunk. She says that she may be under the influence, but it is still her choice to do this to our hero. Let's just hope it stays that way in court too. But for now, the snake girl is amazed by Bro's elephant. He himself is surprised that it has grown to such a degree, and then he can smell something like peaches simmering in a pot. He wonders if this is coming from Millia, but now it's time for her to unleash her secret weapon. She shows off her tongue, which is exactly what you would expect a snake girl's tongue to look like. Bro is amazed to see this, and then it's time for some tongue twister 9 million double hawk tua triple deluxe. This is literally a dream come true for Erida, and it's time for the standard. It should have been me, not him. Millia says it's delicious, and the tongue rolling continues. Her tongue is acting like her tail by wrapping around its target and covering every single aspect. Bro is unable to keep his intrusive thoughts at bay, so he apologized to Millia as his hips start moving like Shakira. He cannot control himself because the sight, sensation, and the smell have landed a triple combo knockout on his elephant. He asks Millia to continue, and then he too lets out his elephant water. Now that this is done, Erida has learned something new. Millia is cute for sure, but she is also an extremely naughty girl. Now, the couple leaves the toilet and they walk back home. Erida wonders how he should behave, considering the two of them have done unspeakable acts to each other. At the same time, Millia is worried that Erida may not like her anymore after her actions. The both of them try to say something to break the silence, but they do it at the same time, which causes them to chuckle together. Erida says that things may have gotten a bit too crazy, but he would still like to go on a date with her tomorrow. It's a decent start, and while Millia is taken aback at first, she does agree to the date. Meanwhile, we can see the nameless colleague getting drunk and complaining about how Erida and Millia should have been here too. The woman asks him to cheer up, although she too is quite high. It's time for Millia to bid farewell for the night, but she also says that she is looking forward to seeing Erida tomorrow. This was actually done over a call, which means that the love is starting to blossom. Erida can't wait for tomorrow, because even after everything that has happened, Millia still wants to go on a date with him while she's sober. This means that he has to man up and confess his true feelings to her. Now, we move to the next day at the amusement park, where the decisive romantic battle is about to begin. Erida tries to keep himself calm and composed, as he keeps telling himself that he is fine and not nervous at all. He tries to reassure himself that he and Millia are going to have fun, just like everyone else over here. As he does this, Millia calls out to him, and she looks really cute in her dress. Bro tells her the same thing, and it naturally makes her nervous. She says that she knew Erida was going to compliment her, but she would like his honest opinion on whether this actually looks good on her. He says he's being serious, and then we move to the amusement park, where lots of romance is going to unfold. It's Millia's first time coming here, so we'll have to wait and watch if this turns into a pun. She asks her lover boy to have fun with her, but he is already enjoying himself. The couple proceeds to go on various rides and explore all kinds of activities at the park. They are clearly having fun, and this is one of those rare, innocent moments of wholesome content you can find at Comic Guzzlers. Now, Erida and Millia sit down for a meal, and our hero asks her to go first. As she eats her food, Erida asks her how many friends she has on Earth. She explains that she has been here ever since she entered university, and while she has interacted with quite a few people during college events, it's not like she would hang around with them outside of those events. Erida can understand that Millia is friendly towards everyone, but still tries to draw a line somewhere. The snake girl says that this is her first time meeting someone like Arita, and it makes him blush. He nervously plays it off, and then the chef shows up with a plate of omuris. This chef looks like a wingman, because he has asked Dorado to confess his feelings right now by writing it on the omuris. Naturally, our hero panics and tries to mess up the words, so Millia asks him what's wrong. He says he's just hungry, and then asks Millia where she would like to go next. He asks her what she thinks about scary stuff, to which she says she is fine with it. Her mom and she would watch horror movies together at night and hug each other for comfort. She then asks about Arita, so he proudly says that he only watches horror movies in a crowded cafe during the day. He is pretty much the same as Millia in this regard, but he says that they should be fine, considering this is an amusement park for families. He has to take those words back almost immediately because we can see that the horror zone is actually quite scary. Millia is nervous, but Arita tells her that they should keep moving for now. The couple continues on their way, as the snake girl admits this is a lot more dangerous than she had imagined. Arita simply says that they should keep walking ahead, and then they come across a sign that asks them to choose one side of a classroom to enter from. Millia is nervous, but Arita decides to go from the left, because it is a left-handed approach. Basically, he feels that if you enter a maze with your left hand on the wall, then you will surely reach your destination. Millia applauds her senpai, but there is also a right-handed approach for this. Anyway, the couple enters from the left side, but the moment they open the door, a spooky skeleton drops down to scare them. Millia lets out a scream, and our hero admits this is way too scary for them. He goes for the right side, but there's a skeleton here as well, so both options are not ideal. This was supposed to be obvious, but anyway, the couple runs away from the creepy ghosts. Millia says that they look a bit too real, but Arita tells her it will be fine as long as they are together. Millia continues to panic because she is too creeped out by this, so she zips away using her snake tail, and Arita has to hold on to the tip to make sure he doesn't lose her. It's a hilarious moment, and the both of them eventually find a room where people can rest to regain their composure after being frightened too much. There are no gimmicks here, so Arita and Millia can chill here for a bit. They can only be here for a maximum of 10 minutes, so they should make the most of it. Arita is fine with taking a break, but when he looks at the snake girl, he notices that she is still feeling a bit low. She cozies up next to her lover boy and says that she is still feeling scared of what is out there. She makes a really cute face as she says this, so bro is tempted to give her a head pat. He eventually does it, which makes Millia's mood light up. She says that she feels safe and secure when he does this, so he continues with the patting. Soon enough, Millia's tail starts to tingle, so that is definitely the kind of reaction you would expect to see on comic guzzlers. Suddenly, Millia awakens her thirsty side and makes very strong eyes at our hero. It's like a suspension bridge effect for Arita, and it's the same as what had happened during the cherry blossom viewing party. The snake girl says that it's a bit hot in here, so she has to excuse herself by feeling a bit lighter. She goes on to show her massive pillows, which are on the same level as Isekai'd's potion babes. Arita knew they were huge, but he did not expect them to defy his own expectations. The smell pops up again, so he cannot stop himself anymore. It's as if he is being drawn to them, but paradise often attracts its visitors in mysterious ways. Millia is definitely feeling the vibe now, and Arita is not going to stop because he is under her spell. He decides to take a proper look, and then comes across her twin peaks. This kicks off a whole range of shady activities as our hero buries himself in soft, cushy paradise. This continues for a while, and it looks like both of them are about to experience explosions, especially with the way bro is moving his hips again. However, before they can do anything else, the announcement informs them that their 10 minutes are over, so they need to get ready to leave now. It's an abrupt end, but at least the two of them are happy to be with each other. They leave the area and decide to go, soak in the view. Bro was about to walk around with his pants in a mess, so at least he doesn't have to worry about that. Millia feels good about everything, so Erida hopes that she had a great time with him today. The snake girl tells her senpai that she really enjoyed today, as she was able to spend a whole day with him. This is all he needs as a sign to speak the truth. So he reveals to Millia that he has liked her for a very long time. He says that she has been really nice every single day that he has known her, and he grew to like her more and more with the amount of time they spent together. He then asks her if she would like to go out with him, but she asks if he is really okay with her. She then talks about how even before she had come to Earth, she had already been looking at the humans since she was a kid. She thought humans were nice people and she really wanted to get along with them. But from the perspective of Earthlings, they have only seen demi-humans for the first time in the last few years. However, she has known the humans pretty much since she was born. So, in her mind, it's like an unrequited friendship. Plus, there's the fact that she looks quite different from Erida. She says it's somewhat like humans having different races, but this is not about a misunderstood Sydney Sweeney ad for jeans. There is no humiliation or loss of respect for people like Millia, but even so, she has always felt a distance between her heart and everyone else's. She drew a lot of boundaries because of this, which is a little sad if you think about it. She hopes to shorten this distance by growing closer to Erida, but Bro asks her if this is the only problem she is facing. She is surprised, but then Erida asks if she has anything else to say. She says this is all, so Erida hugs her like a Giga Chad Pro Max. He tells the snake girl that he likes she is so thoughtful and considerate as a person, which is why he really likes her. He wants to be with her even more, so he wants to know her thoughts. She says that her body is bigger than his, due to her snake tail, but he is fine with that, as he thinks this is a cute feature of hers. Millia says that she also has the strength of an anaconda, so if Erida ever forgets about their dates, then she is going to wrap herself around his body, but that seems more like something that our hero enjoys, so he is all for it. Millia adds that she is afraid she may break Bro's body with this strength, as if he is a bench, but he says that she should just go easy on him. Millia then adds that she has a very strong libido, so Erida will have to deal with it. He jokes around by saying she already knew she was a shady girl, but she smacks him cutely on the face. Erida is pretty much the most perfect man Millia is ever going to get. So he asks for an answer, and she happily says yes. With this, their love story is about to begin properly. We now move to the busy roads of the city, and in one of the cars, we see the couple being quite nervous. They are looking for a destination, and considering the way things have gone so far, it is safe to say that it's time to play elephants and kitties with the snake girl. Both Erida and Millia are quite hyper about spending the night together, and they end up in a building where Millia seems to be staying. Our hero is amazed to see that it is a very spacious place, as it is his first time in a property that is designated towards demi-humans. Millia admits that it is quite big even for her, as it was designed in a way to accommodate various species, so that they can move around freely. Erida comments that dozens of humans will be able to live here together, which sounds like quite the party. Our hero says it does look like fun, but he wonders if it will be a bit too noisy. Millia adds that it is properly soundproofed, so there is no need to worry. Something seems to be up with her, so Erida asks what's wrong, but she only says that all the apartments here are soundproof. This is true particularly for the bedroom, which she has heard is the most effective. This is all Bro needs to hear, as he tells Millia that it's time to get to it. She says that she will take a shower first, because she is a bit sweaty from earlier, but Erida tells her that she can do it later. Erida does not have time for such things, so he grabs Millia and gives her a taste of the Tongue Twister 300. This is all it takes to set the mood, and then even the snake girl unleashes her secret tongue weapon. Erida has given in to the dark side now, so he goes right for the pillows and is not going to stop. This clearly makes Millia go wild, but our hero likes that she behaves this way when she goes out of control. His own python is quite impressive too, so Millia moves on to the next step. It's time to go to the bedroom and get into their birthday suits, so the couple doesn't waste any time. Millia is a bit embarrassed, but her senpai tells her it's fine because she looks just like a peeled egg, although that's not exactly a smooth line. It does look like Millia's anatomy can accommodate the standard position. So Arata is about to live out his dream in real time. Consent matters, so he asks her if she is fine with this, and she says yes rather instantly. Arata tells us that it has been a year since he met Millia, and he has been attracted to her right from the start. After all, she's cute, honest, and naughty, which is why his feelings have only grown stronger with time. And now, the both of them are connected to each other in mind, spirit, and most importantly, body. Bro makes his entrance, which affects Millia a lot, so he asks her once again if she is fine. She simply says that she did not expect such a big python, which is ironic coming from a snake girl. Arata asks if it is painful, but she tells him to continue, after which the smell kicks in once more. Bro will not be able to control himself any longer, especially as Arata says that she wants her senpai to move and give her all of him. With that, Bro activates beast mode and goes right for it. He asks Millia if it feels good, to which she says yes, as this kind of experience is making her head go crazy. Soon enough, it's time for the big climax, and Millia welcomes it, as even she is right there. A couple of massive explosions happen, and the shady environment grows even stronger. The two of them can rest now, as Arata tries to catch his breath. It was definitely amazing for him to do it with a demi-human, but he nervously tells Millia that it would be dangerous if they did this every single day. Having said that, the snake girl still wants to do it every day with her lover boy, so he asks her if this is really what she wants. She says yes, and on top of that, she says she wants to go for round 2 right now. This is a no-brainer to him, as he too wants the same thing. From today onwards till forever, the two of them will continue to do unspeakable acts. Now, we move to 3 weeks later, as we see Arata waking up in the morning. Millia is under the blanket, so he asks her what she is doing. The snake girl just wants a sniff of her senpai, as they both wish each other a good morning. We learn that the two of them are currently living in Millia's house. Since that day, the two of them have been getting their freak on in every way imaginable. It could be Millia's house, the hotel, or even Arata's place. However, our hero's house is a problem because it's way too small and risky for a lamia to be engaging in such activities. This was why Arata had suggested living together with Millia at her place. She had gotten a bit too excited and started asking when they would be moving. He then told her that she was talking too fast, so they should take things easy, one step at a time. Anyway, that's how Arata moved in with Millia and got teased by his colleagues for it. Their new life together has just begun, but something feels off to Arata. Millia asks him about it, so he says that recently, he has been feeling a lot more energetic than before. Unlike before, he is having breakfast every day now, and he has also become a lot healthier than he used to be. However, this is a lot more than just having breakfast, and Millia seems to understand the assignment. She says that the bodily fluids of different species have different effects on men. Arata asks for more information, so the snake girl reveals that the most prominent effects are linked to shady activities, especially when engaged in love fluids like saliva, elephant water, and kitty water. When these are mixed together with compatible partners, they can reportedly enhance male virility while also making women more sensitive and excitable. This all makes sense to our hero, as he realizes that this explains the scent he would get whenever he would be with Millia. It's like the pheromones of a demi-human, and Millia adds that if a man engages with different species of women, then he will definitely see an increased level of vigor and vitality. She also says that if Arata were to get with multiple women from different species, then he would become a proper raging bull, who would easily overwhelm her. Bro jokes that it would be a wonderful world if it were true, but his babe tells him that this is not another world. He does not understand what she is trying to say here, so Millia suggests talking about it later today. The weather is nice, so Arata does not mind it, but he has something important to tell her. She still calls him senpai, but they should call each other differently when they're out together. This would make it seem like they are proper lovers, but Millia is a bit flustered to hear this. She asks him to wait while she comes up with a suggestion, but she eventually decides on Isekai'd. She says it out loud, and our hero accepts it, after which we see the couple inside a cafe that is filled with all kinds of beast girls. Now that he is paying closer attention, Isekai'd can see that there really are many different versions of Demihumans. Every single one of them looks cute, and Millia agrees with him, as she is not mad about it. Now, to continue with their conversation, Millia tells Isekai'd that it is okay for him to have relationships with other women from different species as well. This shocks him for sure, so he confirms that the snake girl wants him to go out with other girls. She says yes, because back in her world, there is a shortage of male demihumans. This is why society basically functions like a harem world back there. It's quite obvious that if there is a shortage of men, then they can enjoy marriages or relationships with multiple women. Millia is also happy about it, because it means that her partner is attractive to other women. She essentially says that she feels Isekai'd is a wonderful man, and she would be very happy if he got with another woman. Millia really is a best girl, and our hero understands how she thinks. However, he really likes her, so he may not want to do it so quickly. The snake girl will not force him to do anything, as it is completely his choice. She only says that he should not hold himself back if it is a girl that he genuinely likes. After all, if he likes this girl, then it's likely that Millia will like her too. If that happens, she would prefer if he would love her even more than before. Bro is blessed, but before he can say anything, a group of girls runs into Millia and they call out to her. They have seen her after a while, so they spend some time in catching up and small talk. A girl named Yuji sees Isekai'd, so she starts making assumptions, but Millia decides to introduce the both of them before any misunderstandings happen. Yuji is Millia's friend from college, and then she tells the girls that Isekai'd is her boyfriend. However, as she says this, she feels quite shy, as she has never said it out loud. Naturally, this makes the girls go crazy, so they surround Millia and congratulate her on this relationship. As they tease the snake girl, our hero is just glad to see that Millia does have friends who joke around with her. This means that she is loved by others a lot more than what she believes. Anyway, he tells Millia that she should spend some time with her friends, as it has been some time since they last saw each other. The friends appreciate this, and Millia says that she will see Isekai'd later. It might take an hour or more, so our hero decides he should visit a bookstore nearby. He still thinks about what Millia told him regarding finding another girl he likes, because he was naturally surprised to hear such a thing. He still has a lot to learn about demi-human culture, because Millia was encouraging him to be a stud boy. Having said that, it only hits him now that he can have a relationship all kinds of demi-human girls, all while he is still with Millia. Of course, these girls must also be okay with it. But if that is the case, then he has hit a typical comic guzzler's jackpot. He stops this train of thought, because he only wants to be with Millia as of now. At this very moment, he hears someone asking to be let go, but she is told to wait for a little longer. Isekai'd takes a look and assumes that some kind of argument is going on. We can see that a couple of men are troubling a girl because they want to talk to her. She does not seem too thrilled about it, and this is because these boys are iTubers, which is essentially a safe way to say YouTube without getting sued. They run a show called Getting Up Close and Personal with Demi-Human Girls, which is just as shady as it sounds. Isekai'd confirms this because he has heard of their channel before. These boys are troublesome content creators who approach shy demi-human girls and forcefully invade their space just for the sake of viral content. Comic Guzzlers does not believe in such methods, and our hero figures that this girl is a demi-human. She asks the boys to let her go because she is in a hurry, but they continue to harass her because they want to see her face. She tells them not to touch her, but they say it will be fine because they want to increase their views by showing her face. These loser boys even grab her cap and say that it's finally time to take a look at a vampire girl. This is what surprises Isekai'd the most, because even though she is a demi-human, she pretty much looks like a normal girl. Bro takes some time to digest this, but he should really be helping her out first. The boys continue to talk about how she has nice expressions, and how this is going to help their channel, but this is not enough for them. They want to go to another location which is more comfortable, because they want to see more skin for more views. They want to see more of this vampire girl's daring side, and they really want to take some images too, but now it's a bit extra. Erida finally decides to do something about it, but the vampire girl has also had enough, so she tells them to back off. She has some really sharp eyes right now, and we can see that her iris is golden and bright. The stream guys get spooked out by this, so they decide to run away from the scene, but before they can do that, our hero makes sure to call the cops on them. These are demi-human cop girls who specialize in cases relating to their own kind, and they can pop up in seconds. The shady boys are apprehended, and they try to say that they're innocent, but the cops know about them through multiple complaints. They demand to see the contents of their camera, so they're pretty much done for now. Erida is glad that the situation is over, and he hopes the vampire girl is all right, but he can't find her anywhere. He notices her walking away, but she does not look too good, so he decides to go check up on her. He asks if she is fine, but when he touches her shoulder, he gets an extreme reaction. All the people around Erida are now judging him as if he's following in Diddy's footsteps, so he tries to explain that he didn't do anything suspicious. Now, we see the vampire girl on a bench, and she still looks tired, so Erida can't just leave her alone in such a state. He asks her once again if she is really okay, to which she says she just needs more blood. At that moment, she takes out a blood pack which is made for vampires. These are almost like juice packs, as we see the girl casually drinking from it. Erida is seeing this for the first time, and he feels the government is really locked in to make sure the demi-humans can live comfortable lives. The vampire girl takes a look at Erida and asks if he is not grossed out by the sight of her drinking blood in public. He says he is a bit surprised but not grossed out. That's new to the girl, and then our hero asks if she usually sticks to blood packs. He always thought that vampires get it right from the source, but this shocks the vampire girl. She has never done it and does not intend to, so she tells Erida that he has watched way too many horror movies. On top of that, she feels that sucking blood is a bit too embarrassing. Erida does not understand, but then she calls him Oni-chan and asks what his plan is. She thinks he is trying to rizz her with a pickup line, but bro is clueless right now. The girl starts calling herself a cutie and says that it is tough for her to attract so many boys. Erida did not think he used a pickup line, so the girl asks if he was checking her out. He has figured out that she is a very open type of girl, which could be a pain for him. After all, she even teases him for feeling good about helping out a damsel in distress. She then acts sweet and innocent, saying that she is willing to give out her contact number. If that is not too much, then perhaps an Instagram profile would suffice. Bro immediately says no, because he thinks that she is a high school girl and he does not want any Drake accusations. The vampire girl clarifies that she is 20 years old, so there is no need to worry about legal issues. Erida apologizes because she did look too young, and now the girl decides against sharing her Insta profile. Instead, she asks for his name, so he gives it to her. She then reveals her own name to be Akane Hataru, and she also thanks bro for helping her out earlier. She was genuinely scared, so she means what she says, and then she leaves. Hataru sure looks like an expressive one, but Erida still does not understand why she was so reactive to his touch. Anyway, we move back to Millia's house, where she notices that her lover boy is doing some research. He says that he is reading up on her, which shocks the snake girl. Of course, Erida is referring to demi-humans in general because he needs to know more about them now that he is dating one. Millia is glad to hear this, so she cheers him on, and then our hero comes across a university lecture that he can attend. Erida thinks it's a good idea, so Millia tells him to go for it, and even wishes for him to find a cute and curvy girl there. That may be a bit much for Erida, but then he notices that Millia has already brought out the Super Deluxe Double Hawk Tua Gawk Max tongue twister. Our hero figures his babe really loves doing such things, and she says yes because it is his elephant. It is extra thick and smells good as well, so we really need bro to drop his washing routine. It becomes a bit too much for Erida to handle, as it does not matter how many times he receives it, he still can't get used to it. It's super intense, and Millia covers everything from top to bottom, so he asks her not to tease him any longer. She decides to finally take in his elephant water, and she gulps it down to the very last drop. Bro is amazed by these actions, as she has not spared even a drop. However, it is not over yet, as Millia asks if it felt good. Our hero is up for the challenge, as his python stands in attention yet again, which amazes Millia. Erida suggests taking this to the bedroom, and Millia says yes instantly. Their session goes on right till the next morning, and now we move forward to the next holiday. Erida finds the place where the lecture is happening, and it's a very big university. The summer heat is really bad though, even when the forecast said it would not be this way. The heat turns up even more, as we can see that Hataru is also here. She refers to Erida as a pickup artist, but he says that he can't keep up with the accusations. Erida asks what Hataru is doing here, and she reveals that she is a student here. Our hero reveals that he is here to learn more about demi-humans, and this makes Hataru tease him some more. She once again says that Erita must be interested in her, which is why he is here. He just keeps a straight face like a total Chad. So Hataru tells him to spill it out. Bro does not want to complicate things any further, so he tells himself to focus. It's time to get down to some education, as everyone gets together to attend the lecture together. The teacher says that today, they are going to cover a topic that a lot of people have requested, which is shady acts with a vampire. He is going to talk about what vampires like and dislike, but Hataru's face says it all. Erida asks if she is fine, but she laments why such a topic had to be chosen today. Now, the professor reveals that the only myth about vampires which is true is that they are weak against sunlight. The garlic and crosses are not true at all. Vampires may be demi-humans, but they have already been living on Earth for ages, unlike the demi-humans who came from space 7 years ago. The vampires have been able to chill with humans because of how closely they resemble each other. Vampires need human blood because they are sensitive to sunlight. Until recently, this blood was supplied by charities and vampire communities. However, nowadays they receive blood packs, which makes things a lot more convenient for them. Erida is surprised to learn this, so Hataru tells him that he needs to lay off the horror movies. The teacher says that normally, vampires can satisfy their needs with blood packs, but in romantic relationships, the drinking of blood can become shady. He further states that for humans, food that smells good usually tastes good too. The same way, vampires focus on their sense of smell to gauge compatibility when with the opposite gender. So if the smell of a human is better, then the taste will also be better. The blood of such people is said to be exquisite, so if a vampire babe smells you, then you could get really lucky. Erida asks Hataru about this, but she nervously tells him that she does not know about this, as she has never done such things herself. Now, we learn that vampires create followers by drinking blood, but the same act has a different meaning in modern times. Now, it's more like an engagement ceremony. In essence, if a vampire drinks your blood, then it is a sign that your bond has deepened. Erida can now understand why Hataru felt that drinking blood was embarrassing. The teacher now says that if a vampire bites your neck, it will not hurt at all. As a matter of fact, it may even feel good, which shocks both Erida and Hataru. Vampire saliva is somewhat like anesthesia, so it relieves pain and also enhances other sensations. At this moment, a vampire's eyes will change and their senses become as sharp as the other person after drinking their blood. So basically, to sum it all up, when you are playing elephants and kitties with a vampire, their entire body becomes a sensitive zone. This is really embarrassing for Hataru, so she begs the teacher to stop and please chill. The class gets over, and Erida comments on how he has learned a lot today. However, Hataru scolds him because he is making a shady face as he says this. Now, our hero asks her why her eyes were golden the last time he saw her, so she says that it showcases a change in emotions. She was angry at the streamer boys, so it makes sense. Erida reminds her about senses getting sharper when eyes change color, but she does not remember anything about that. She then asks Erida to forget it all too, but right now, he can only think about how a vampire's whole body feels like a shady zone. The normal way to do it is already a lot of fun with Millia, so he wonders what it would be like for the vampire girl if she were to get in such a state. Intrusive thoughts take over his mind, and they seem to be quite detailed. Bro has to stop himself because Hataru is still a college student at the end of the day. He thanks her for everything and decides to leave, but then she holds on to his shirt as if she has something to say. The look on her face is exactly the same as what it was when she was running out of blood earlier, so our hero feels that the sunlight could have been extra strong today, which is why she is feeling so low on energy. He then asks about her blood pack, but she did not bring it here because she did not think she would need it. Erida asks if there could be some in the infirmary, but all of a sudden, Hataru holds him close to her and says that he smells really good. She calls him Oni-chan again, which is enough to set anyone's heart racing. Bro also recalls that if a vampire thinks you smell good, then she has feelings for you. Our hero asks the vampire girl to try and pull herself together, but somehow he falls down and she ends up on top of him. She is really feeling tempted, so she asks Erida if he can do something for her. She basically wants to drink his blood, and we can all expect how this is going to turn out for him. Hataru does remember that Erida has a precious lamia named Millia, but even so, she tells him that he can do whatever he wants to her. All she wants is to drink his blood, and her face looks really thirsty. Erida asks her to calm down, but then he can smell the demi-human pheromones again, and since it's from a different girl, it smells like citrus. He then tells her that they should find another place because doing anything here may cause problems. The two of them get inside a classroom, and Hataru says that she is at her limit. So is Erida because despite him not doing anything yet, his python is ready to attack, just from the smell. The vampire girl can't hold herself back any longer, so she charges at Erida and holds him close. She begs him to let her suck his blood, because she will go mad if she doesn't do it. Bro is still a bit hesitant, but Hataru can't stop herself, so she continues to beg him as she opens her mouth and reveals her fangs as she bites into his neck and starts drinking his blood. It's surreal for Erida to have his blood sucked, but it does not hurt him at all, which is surprising. The feeling disappears because of what the teacher had said earlier about vampire saliva. Since the anesthetic effect is kicking in, it means his other senses are going to be heightened. At that very moment, Erida feels as if they are both in their birthday suits. Every body part of Hataru that touches our hero is now feeling good, so the lesson did turn out to be true. He feels like if this continues, then he won't be able to prevent himself from becoming a raging bull, so he has to get Hataru to stop drinking his blood. He holds her shoulder, but her body is super sensitive too, so she loses control and has an explosion. She passes out after that, and our hero is left wondering if she actually experienced climax right now. Then again, this is what vampires are supposed to be in this world. After some time, Hataru wakes up, and she can see her lover boy in front of her. She asks why she is like this, and asks Erida what he did to her. She suspects creepy activity, but then he shows her the bite mark she left on his neck, thus proving that he is the real victim here. Now, the vampire girl remembers everything and says sorry for what she has done. Erida tells her it's fine because it's not like he got hurt or anything. However, she can see that his manhood is standing with a lot of pride, so it must be painful for him. He says it's fine and it should go away if left alone for a while. The vampire girl seems to be upset by this, because she did tell Bro he could do whatever he wanted to her. Even now, she is fine with it, so she tells him to feel free to awaken the dark side. He is confused because sucking blood is supposed to be like a physiological condition for vampires. He can't take advantage of such things because he is a man of culture. Hataru is not going to let this go so easily, so she says that she will go on a date with our hero. He has no idea how things turned out this way, but Hataru says that it's great for him to get a chance with such a cute girl. She adds that there are no drawbacks for him, but he is still doubtful. At that moment, he remembers what Millia told him about her being happy if he got with other girls, so he knows it would be fine to have fun with Hataru. He eventually says that he will hang out with the vampire girl, and she celebrates it rather sweetly. He goes back home and is welcomed by Millia, who says that he is quite late today, but then she senses something odd. The snake girl examines her lover boy for a bit and then asks him if he was talking to another girl. Erida is surprised, and he wonders if this is what it is like to be caught cheating. He wanted to explain the whole thing to Millia at the right time, but it can't be helped now that she has pointed it out first. Our hero explains to the snake girl what happened today, stating that he almost got his freak on with a vampire girl, and he had promised to go on a date with her too. The result of this is that Millia is very happy for Erita and wishes him all the best, as if this is a good thing for her. It's a strange feeling to be cheered by your girlfriend. But anyway, Erita steps out on his date. This is normal for demi-humans and beast girls, so he just needs to get used to it. Now, he goes to the meeting point where Hataru calls out to him. She does stand out in the crowd, so Erita calls her by her first name now that he has gotten so far ahead with her. She is fine with it, and then the couple decides to go watch a horror movie. As expected, the vampire girl finds it scary, and then they go out to do some more fun activities. They have dinner too, and our hero seems to be charmed by Hataru over their meal. He believes she really is a nice girl, and then the two of them decide to go to a karaoke place. It's actually quite different from a normal karaoke place, because it has been made specially for demi-humans. To be more specific, it has actually been made for humans and demi-humans to spend time with each other. Erita did not expect to hear this, but then again, the demi-humans did have reproduction as the main focus for them coming to Earth. The staff over here will never come to any couples unless they are called for, and there is no surveillance either, which means the coast is clear. Erita is still a bit nervous about the whole thing, so he asks what song they should pick. However, the vampire girl has something else on her mind, as we see that she is feeling quite thirsty again. Hataru says that she wants to suck some blood again, so our hero asks her where her blood pack is. She did not bring one today because she didn't think she would need one, but this can only mean one thing to Erita. Before he tries to talk to her, he can smell the pheromones again, so control is not something within his grasp now. Hataru approaches him and says that he should not worry about anything, and decides to take a look at his elephant, which is a pretty big specimen. Hataru is amazed by what she sees, because she did not expect such an impressive size. It has a strong, good smell, so she really wants it now. Bro asks her why she is doing this, because she wanted to suck his blood, but she has her hands full right now. There is some kind of hesitation, probably because this is her first time, so he tells her she does not need to push herself. Arata's words fall on deaf ears, because it does not look like she is registering what he is saying. She says that this is great because the taste and smell are both very strong, so she wants more of it. It's time to bring out the Tongue Twister 9000, and Hataru does not waste any time at all. Erita comments that this is her first time, and yet, it feels as if a vampire is sucking something other than his blood. After some time, Bro unleashes his elephant water, and just like Millia, Hataru also takes it all in. She says that it was very salty and rich, so she could get used to it as part of her new diet. This is not the end though, because it's time for the main course, and she also wants to drink Arata's blood. Before Hataru can move forward, Erita asks her to hold on a minute. He says that if she wants to suck blood, then there is no need to get into her birthday suit. It is quite stimulating for her, and since she is in need of blood, this could be influencing her decisions. Erita does not think it's right for him to do anything because of it, and he tells her that she won't be able to take her actions back. Of course, her vampire nature is very alluring, and Erita wants to jump right in, but he has to control himself. He tells her that she can drink some of his blood, but she must calm down after that. However, the vampire girl says that she is not actually low on blood, and she actually used it as an excuse to be able to do whatever she is doing right now. Since that was not the correct way, she will say it properly now. She does think that our hero smells really good, but that's not all. He had also saved her from danger the first time they met, and he did not even get scared when he saw her drinking blood. Even when she did need blood, he stayed by her side and prioritized her over himself. Plus, today's date was a lot of fun too, so she has fallen in love with him. Erida is taken aback to hear this, but he has clarity now, so he decides to be honest with her as well. With that, he hugs the vampire girl and says that he loves her too. This is all it takes for them to kick off their romantic feelings, and then he asks if she is really fine with this. Hataru says she does not mind anything as long as it is Erida. So Bro picks her up and takes her to bed. The vampire girl can't hold back anymore, and Erida notices that even though her pillows are not as big as Millia's, Hataru is still nice and firm. With that, he sets forth onto the Twin Peaks and goes for it. He goes on to explore other parts too, with the shoulder seeming to do a lot for Hataru. He teases her by saying she bit him there too, but he didn't make such a fuss about it. The face she makes is enough for Bro to want to slide inside right now, and even she says that she can't wait any longer. She wants him to mess her up, so it's time to say it should have been me, not him. Erida asks her if she likes to be submissive, but she tells him not to tease her. The vampire girl begs him to hurry up, but he is already at his limit, so he's not going to wait. The sensation is great, even without sucking blood, and Hataru finds it to be even better than it. Erida adds that it's because of their shared feelings that he feels even more connected to Hataru. The both them reach the tipping point and let out explosions soon enough. As they rest, Erida says that he used up a lot of his energy, so he's not sure about the blood. Hataru says she will be fine because her house is nearby, so our hero says he would like to see her room. This makes her blush, so he asks what's up. She shyly asks him that if he did come to her house, then what would he do to her? Bro smiles and says that he would do exactly whatever she is thinking right now, so she wonders if Erida is more of a beast than a gentle dude. Suddenly, he becomes serious, so she asks what happened. He figures he needs to tell her the truth, so he confesses that he is dating a lamia girl. The vampire babe can't believe what she is hearing, and is quite shocked by this revelation. Erida apologizes for not revealing this earlier, because he should have done it, but never found the right time for it. He can see that Hataru is affected, so maybe different demi-humans have a different kind of reaction to this kind of thing. Erida says he did not mean to hurt Hataru, but she says that she had a hunch about this. Our hero is confused, but she says that demi-humans usually get this kind of vibe and can detect such things right off the bat. She was not sure of it, but then reminds us that vampires were always on Earth, and did not come with the other beast girls from 7 years ago. We also learn that Hataru is half vampire, half human, with her mom being a vampire, and her dad being a human. She grew up in a normal family with 2 parents, so it was a standard environment for her. Even so, her mom often told her that men can have relationships with multiple women, as harems are normal in the demi-human world. Personally, it never really made any sense to her, but since she is attracted to Erida, she does not regret her decision. Erida is living the dream life for sure, and then we move on to Millia, who finds Hataru really cute. The vampire girl calls her Millia-san, but she tells her to only stick to the first name. Hataru tells her lover boy that his girlfriend is very pretty, and he does not know how to respond to that. At least he is glad that he did not hurt anyone's feelings, so that's a W for sure. Being with a lamia and a vampire is definitely interesting, so Erida wonders what is going to happen next. Millia tells him that from now on, every single day will be lively. Even Hataru teases him by saying he is going to have 2 cute girlfriends, so he is living the life. Our hero also realizes that he has become the chosen one, and has officially ascended in status to become an official comic guzzler's Chad boy. Hataru moves into their apartment soon enough, as the distance from the university didn't change much for her. It was Millia's idea anyway, so the girls got along well. We are told that the reason apartments for demi-humans are so big is not just to accommodate various species, but also to accommodate a family structure where there is one husband and multiple wives. Bro just realized this now, but it's something that should have been obvious to him. They may not be married yet, but this is still the start of a fresh life. Erida asks the girls what the plan is for today, but they say that since they have the day off, They should enjoy themselves to the fullest. They are ready for their lover boy, so while everyone else gets jealous, Erida simply laughs and wonders how long his body is going to last if he continues like this every single day. Some time passes by now, and we can see that 8 months have passed by since our hero started living with 2 beast girls. It's a sweet life, and even though there were a few hurdles in the beginning, Erida cherished it as part of the joy that comes from living with 2 people. The snake girl was just a stranger to him a little over a year ago, and the vampire girl would not even have recognized him on the streets a few months ago. But now they are a proper triple couple. Their hearts intertwine gradually, and now they have arrived at the peak of summer. They watch some television and come across an ad for a nice summer getaway, which is bustling with people. A summer resort seems like a fun idea, so Erida decides he and the girls should go there. They move in a Demihuman car, which is large enough even for a snake girl like Millia to move around. She says that it's a nice, sunny day, as the weather is perfect for relaxing and having fun. Erida laughs awkwardly, and we learn that when he had requested for a trip with 2 demi-humans at the government office, a lot of things had come up. These included subsidies, and for some reason, his paid leave was increased too. At first, he had only planned to stay for 3 days and 2 nights, but somehow he ended up taking 2 weeks off, so he wonders if this is okay. There's no point in worrying how everyone is going to look at him in office when he's back, because he's already been given the break, so he should make the most of it. The girls definitely have the right idea, and now all of them take a look at the view. It's beautiful for sure, and all of them are glad they decided to come here. This is a brand new experience for Millia, because she shifted directly to the city, so she has not experienced countryside living. The sea and the breeze are just right, and then Erida finds the cottage as well. It is called Rizzed, but that sounds more like a biker gang's name. However, inside, it is nice and stylish with a great ambience. It's the ideal kind of vibe for people who want to relax here, and as Erida praises it, he notices some suspicious people hiding in the corner. They are actually a couple of beast girls, who welcome the triple couple to the cottage. They are Alice and Tanya, both of whom are employees of the cottage. Our hero is surprised to see that beast girls work here, as Alice is a cat girl and Tanya is a wolf girl. The girls welcome Erida, Millia, and Hataru, and Alice immediately notices that Bro has Riz. This unsettles him, and even Tanai tells Alice that she was thinking the same thing. They were not supposed to say their thoughts out loud though, which is what made things weird and hilarious. They both apologize to Erida, but they keep referring to him as Harem Man, so he has to tell them to call him by his name. Hataru is a bit suspicious of the cat and wolf girl, but Millia simply thinks they are energetic. At night, we can see everyone is having a meal, as Erida comments on how he is tired from the trip alone. It was definitely the right call to choose dinner along with the stay, and the cottage has an open-air bath too. The sound of hot springs gets our hero interested, because it will definitely make him feel better. The beast girls say that with bodies warmed from the hot springs, there's no way a man and 2 babes are not going to do what most people would think they'd do. The beast girls are asked what they are whispering about, but they suddenly tell Erida that there is only one thing to do at night, and they refer to him as a virile harem man again. Tanya asks what he is going to do to his babes, because she wants all the details, but he says that nothing is going to happen. Hataru seems to get agitated by these beast girls, but she is told to chill. The vampire girl asks Millia why she is being so calm, but she says that Tanya and Alice have not said anything that isn't true. She makes a shady face and asks her lover boy if he was really being serious about not doing anything at all tonight. He tries to be normal, as he says that there is a time and place for everything, and he tries to change the topic by saying they should eat the tasty sausages. He may not have anticipated how that was going to look with 2 thirsty demi-humans, but at least we get a nice panel out of it. The mood is getting really intense, and the beast girls can sense that something is definitely about to happen. Now, we move to some time after this, as we see Erida nicely relaxing in the hot springs. He knows there's mixed bathing too, but they are here for 2 weeks, so it's better for him to just unwind for now. We can hear Millia and Hataru looking for some soap, and our hero is glad his girls are having fun too. However, his elephant has a mind of his own, so he stands in attention almost instantly. It's almost as if it has turned into a shaft of iron, and then he realizes that the bath benefits include a crazy libido boost, meaning any man can become Superman in that regard. Bro is a beast right now, so it was all a trap, and he needs to get back to the cottage this very moment. After all, he can't afford to have someone else see him like this, but it's a bit too late for that. The beast girls show up, and they get a sneak peek at Arata's elephant. They get scared by what they see, so they run away because they don't want to be a part of any unspeakable acts. Of course, it's not like Arata was going to do anything, but he goes back to the cottage anyway. He may be exhausted, but his lower body is aching for some action. He comes back and announces his arrival, but notices both Millia and Hataru waiting for him as if they wanted the boosted libido. Both Millia and Hataru are quite thirsty judging by the looks on their faces, so Arata wonders what could have caused this. That's when he realizes that the component of the hot springs also has an effect on women. If that is the case, then he is not going to hold back and he unleashes beast mode. Arata has had enough of what the beast girls were saying about him, and now he is going to show them what a real Chad is made of. An intense night follows, and now we move to the next day. Arata apologizes for going wild last night, but Millia and Hataru actually like that he became so manly with them. Doing it this way may actually become a new way of life, but our hero feels it could get too much for him, considering his libido is already increased, thanks to the time he is spending with two demi-human girls. Suddenly, another babe with glasses shows up in front of him, and they exchange looks with each other. The girl with glasses seems to be at unease, as she reacts strongly towards our hero. In a shocking twist, her face comes off right in front of the others, so we can imagine what the reaction would be like. This strange woman may have no face, but she also has porcelain white skin, which makes her look scary. Millia is evidently spooked out, so she hides behind a tree. She thinks this is some kind of prank, but Arata asks her to calm down. All of a sudden, there's a face on the tree, so things only go further out of control. This causes Millia to fall and bump into Hataru, thus knocking the both of them out. Arata asks if they are fine, and at that moment, a butler shows up for the faceless woman. It turns out that she is a faceless ghost yokai from the Tojo family. The butler introduces himself and prefers to be called Old Man. The woman's name is Lady Kazara from the Tojo family, and she says sorry for scaring the other girls. She was trying to be careful, but she couldn't control her face. Arata needs more clarity on this, so the old man explains that this is a characteristic they are born with. For generations, people from Tojo have been able to move their facial features around. This is a bit new to the others, so the old man decides to give them a demo. He declares that he will move his face to the ground, which is exactly what he does. This is quite an ability, but then the old man decides to flex some more. He moves his eyes to Arata's shirt, which definitely seems amazing. Millia seems to have already gotten over this, as it looks like a magic trick. Of course, the folklore of similar beings does exist in Japan, which is why the Tojo family borrowed from that lore to make life easier for themselves. This may seem cool to Arata, but he also wants to know what this is useful for. The old man can sense his thoughts, and confirms what our hero was just thinking as if he's Professor X. It turns out that there is no practical use for this ability at all, which is pretty much what Arata had guessed. Back in the day, the Tojo family members would travel into sealed rooms with their skills to gather information, but even that was not too useful. Since they can't turn their heads, it limits what they can see and hear. Lady Kazara is quite young, and she has not mastered this ability yet, which is where Arata comes in. He does not understand what the old man means by this, so he learns that Lady Kazara's planet does not have a lot of young men. When she does meet one, she loses control of her abilities, which in turn can take others by surprise. Millia figures that Kazara is also looking for a husband, although she feels that could be difficult. She had moved to the city at first, but panicked because there were men everywhere. That's why she came to the hot springs to ease herself. However, she has caused trouble even now because she is goofy that way. Erida says that they may have been surprised earlier, but it's not that big of a deal for them. As a matter of fact, they apologize for having startled her earlier. Erida says that he has met a lot of demi-humans and humans, with each one being different. Kazara just happens to have some unique abilities of her own, so she should just think of them as something special. Of course, it's not that simple, but Kazara wonders if it is really okay to think this way. Erida says of course, because she is a polite, sweet, and cute girl. This compliment naturally makes the faceless woman blush, and as a result of this, her face spreads across Erida, Millia, and Hataru in a hilarious sequence. After she calms down, the old man has a word with Kazara, as they figure that Erida is with the two demi-human girls. They may be a bit unusual, but they do seem like nice people. Now, we learn that the old man is actually Kazara's grandfather. Kazara asks him if she too can be like Millia and Hataru. We now see the triple couple in the hot springs enjoying themselves, but Erida does not think it will turn out the same way it did yesterday. After all, they were all taken by surprise, but now they know the powers of the hot spring. Having said that, the girls admit they wouldn't doing it more often with their lover boy. After all, the vampire girl doesn't think that things will remain spicy after this, but Millia is not sure. She proceeds to prove her point by attacking Hitaru's pillows. The vampire girl lets out a noise, so Millia teases her over it. After all, if anyone does such a thing, then her reaction is not too exaggerated. She then tells the snake girl to cut it out, but she seems to be having fun with this activity. The girls decide to get out first, and Erida chooses to spend some more time in the hot springs. This peace and quiet is so pleasant that it almost feels like post-nut clarity. However, the moment Bro says this, his elephant stands in attention yet again. He can't believe this because he has already had a lot of sessions prior to now. It's been a while since our hero started living with Hataru, so perhaps being with an extra demi-human has made his drive even stronger. From a distance, we can see the beast girls from earlier enjoying the view. Somehow, Erida is even bigger than last time, so it's a massive ability for someone who just recently had so many shady sessions with two babes. They then talk about how such a unit would do all kinds of things to them if they got acquainted with it. There would be nowhere else to go, so both of them would lose their minds. They want to get with Erida, but he is their customer, so they need to control themselves. This causes them to have all kinds of intrusive thoughts, and they engage in a solo mission. This is still not enough because they want to have all of Erida. They even consider making a jump on him, which is essentially a crime, but then they hear someone else coming to the area. Erida thinks it's Hataru, but it's actually Kazara, who is truly a curvy babe. She too was not expecting to see our hero here, so it's a bit of a misunderstanding. Kazara lets out a scream, but Erida wonders why, because this is a mixed bath at the end of the day. Then he remembers that his python is quite visible, so he says that he will get out of here. However, Kazara asks him to wait, because she wants to have a chat with him. She wants to get used to being around guys, so Erida decides to stay back. However, they are not even facing each other, so things get a bit awkward. Kazara calls Bro amazing because he has been able to rizz both Millia as well as Hataru. He does not know how to respond to that, but then Kazara says that the Tojo family is considered a distinguished name in her hometown. Her parents gave her a comfortable upbringing too. Despite all this, there was one thing that didn't go as planned, which was her marriage. We learned that her planet's male-to-female ratio is 1 male per 9 females, which sounds quite close to Yuta's parallel paradise. Anyway, matchmaking is quite difficult there, with such a small number of men, which is why her people have always admired Earth. This is also why Kazara wants a marriage partner from this planet. Having said that, she feels that marriage is impossible for someone like her, considering how shy she is. Maybe she should not have come here in the first place, but Erida tells her that is not true. She is speaking with him just fine, and then he asks the faceless girl if she has a favorite spot to go and eat. If she is on the planet she admires, then she should definitely try to have some fun. She worries that she will just scare people if she decides to head into town, but Erida tells her that he and his harem babes will help her out. Kazara is amazed to hear this, but apologizes for dumping so much baggage onto our hero. They should start one at a time, so Arata asks Kazara about her interests. That's when she reveals that she is rather interested in the male body, which makes things quite interesting now. She knows it's a bit embarrassing, but she can't help it because she is at an age where she is fascinated by such things. Arata can't believe that a girl like Kazara would say something like this out loud, but this could also be an effect of the hot springs. That's when he notices another sign which says that the water here can bring out the inner desires of a woman. Even a reserved one would become assertive here, so our hero laments all the side effects of this place. Having said that, it doesn't change Kazara's true feelings, so Arata will need to find out more. He asks why she likes the male body, and she says she had watched a lot of Comic Guzzler's videos which made her fascinated. Arata asks if she likes action stories, but she clarifies that she likes shady ones. Kazara seems to be a woman of culture, as she reveals she felt great when she would see a woman surrendering herself to her senses. Then there's also seeing men who cast aside everything to make their partners feel good. The expressions on the woman's face after the act would leave a strong impression on the faceless girl, and she is talking like a seasoned expert. This is why she has always been interested in the strong bodies of Giga Pro Max men. She wants to take a look at Arata too, but he tells her to please chill. Now, Kazara makes an alluring face and says that if he cooperates with her, then they can do anything with each other. This seems to do something to our hero, as he too is getting affected by the hot springs. However, he can't give in just yet, so he holds Kazara and tells her they should not do such a thing as they don't even know each other. Kazara does not understand, but Arata admits that he does not want to do anything without thinking, even though he does find her desirable. He does think of her as a cute and beautiful woman, but these things must be considered carefully. He asks Kazara if she feels the same way, and she agrees with him. She apologizes for doing something she should not have done, and then asks if they can go out on a date tomorrow. This would help them get to spend more time with each other and become more familiar, so our hero agrees. The next day, Arata tells his babes he is heading out, and the both of them encourage him to get with Kazara. He says he is just going to have a normal date with her, and he does not plan to do anything shady. Anyway, Hataru and Millia did not think he would even go through with the date. Now we see Arata and Kazara together, and she once again says sorry for acting childish yesterday. He tells her it's fine, and then she asks if dating is like holding hands and flirting like how she'd read in manga stories. Her face has not disappeared, so that is a good sign, and Arata says this is a good enough distance for them. He tells her not to push herself as they don't know each other that well yet. She smiles and agrees, thus kicking off a series of dates. With only 2 weeks left of their stay, Arata decides to spend as much time as he can with Kazara, and they do seem to be enjoying each other's company. Their time may be short, but the distance between them is definitely shortening. They go on boat rides, play tennis matches, and go fishing together as well, thus making them grow closer and closer. We can see them in the forest at night, enjoying the view, and soon enough, they hold hands and embrace each other with a kiss. This does look very romantic, but we need to remember that Arata is a man of culture, so it's time for the shady acts. In the room, we see Kazara in her birthday suit, but her face has not vanished at all. They are both happy to see this, especially Kazara, who has changed a lot. She would never have imagined showing this much to a man, but now she can look at Arata without feeling nervous. On that note, our hero makes his entrance, and it does all kinds of things to her. Bro wants to see everything about her, and he goes straight for the Twin Peaks. It may be a lot for Kazara, but she likes what's happening, and then they proceed to do a lot of unspeakable acts. Kazara had gathered all her courage to come to Earth, and now that she has met our hero, she is very happy. This goes on for a while, and then she has her After they are done, Arata asks if she is fine, to which she says yes. Our hero feels she should rest for a bit, but Kazara has something else on her mind. She wants to go for a second round, but she does not know how to term it, which makes Bro laugh. She feels a little embarrassed because she was just curious about it, but Arata tells her they can go as many rounds as they want because on Comic Guzzlers, there is no such thing as male limitations. After the sessions are done, the new couple meets the others at home, but it looks like a surprise party was already in wait for them. Arata does feel a bit sad because the summer vacation is coming to an end, but at least they are celebrating something new. It's a warm and lovely relationship with a third babe, so it should have been us, not him. The old man tells Kazara that she has grown up now, and he asks Arata to take good care of her. He says he's the man for the job, and then Millia and Hataru call Kazara over. The old man hopes that his granddaughter will find happiness now, and then the vacation ends. A lot happened for sure, and Arata's daily life has become livelier than ever. However, the old man has also tagged along, so there was no emotional farewell between him and Kazara. It appears that he has rented a room next to Arata's house, and has started living there. How are things going to end up now for our hero? Will he get more babes to join his harem? And is he going to fight against any villain later on? There seems to be more to the story, but sadly, this was the last of the translated chapters that was available, so we will have to wait for some time till they get updated. Like, share, and subscribe if Arata's story suits your vibe. I'm always on the lookout for interesting new manga, so let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments below. Also, who's your favorite babe so far? Is it Millia or is it Hataru? Or perhaps Kazara? Anyway, show this video some love, and I will add the next chapters the moment they are available to read. Okay then, I'll see you in the next one.